So I saw a headline today that said think piece culture is ruining the internet. And I absolutely agree. So you're going to get an unedited, full on 5-minute take from the paradigm shift. When I was growing up, the first man, respect your elders. Respect your elders. I immediately started to understand that elders didn't know how to do certain things like, and we're gonna be so fucking niche with this. The elders of my time didn't know how to like open up a DS and fix the screen. Now you might be like, what the fuck? But broader scale, it can hack into something bigger. You had to be here for that reference. Broader scale, it is at one point okay for a generation to go obsolete. And when I say a generation to go obsolete, I still remember, I brought this up in another video, that's why I'm like, I still remember telling you this story. The computer classes that I used to watch my dad go to when I was just, a wee lad. And I remember the very rudimentary things that they had them doing, typing classes. Here's your, I remember the, you see this triangle on the screen with the little dot? That's your mouse. Where you move the thing on the table, it goes. And now I'm in an era where probably 13-year-olds have the millisecond reflexes of a fucking god, okay? There is no advice that the elder could give me in that situation. And this brings me to the next conversation that is gonna make me keep going forward with this, is basketball. Basketball is the greatest thing where I've seen all the old dudes. You gotta work on your fundamentals, all that flash. You don't know about that skyhook? You don't know about Dr. G, you don't know about the skyhook? I be seeing all these TikToks of, the 45-year-olds still whipping on the court, doing the most fundamental things. And because they're not playing I gotta dribble 17,000 times before I even approach the 3-point line. Because they're not doing that, it be fucking people up. The things that are passed down from generation to generation have changed because every generation right now, every person that's alive can share something on the internet, which is extremely ironic. See how I got here? You like this? You be liking my segues. That's why you be coming back to the stream. You be coming back to the YouTube. I know. I'll be with it. We now live in an era where everybody's thoughts can be broadcast live. No issue, no drama. Just post your thought and boom, you are part of the discussion. I have said this before. I don't think think pieces are ruining the internet. I think what we think about think pieces are ruining the internet. Now, I'm sure the person who posted it absolutely has a way more in-depth conversation on it than I'm having with you right now. So we're not saying that person's name because it's probably a good video. And by probably, I mean 99.9%. The odds of this being some dumb shit is I would wager 100, but you never know. Everybody puts out their weird video once in their lifetimes. I feel as though we're not carrying that same obsoleteness across mediums. I made a joke about the CNN Jake Tapper interviewing Netanyahu. That's our Hitler 1939 moment. Yeah, you don't seem like a bad person right now, but when I heard you was doing camps, I had to pack that motherfucker up. Everybody who agrees with Netanyahu also got a voice. So you're not even arguing the center of your think piece anymore. You're arguing in prevention of, I think that's the right way to say it. You're arguing in prevention of your words being twisted and maligned to create more quote unquote think pieces about people who tell you you're wrong. I think that personally, what I notice out of people who stream, what I notice out of people who create daily content, there is no core that you bounce into to get away from the noise. You become the noise. You become part of the yelling and the talking over. I once said that I would love to be a conversation starter. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to talk about the obvious opposite of that, which is a conversation ender. And that's where this piece will end. So stay tuned if you want your answers. Being a conversation starter in this day and age is difficult because you really are relying on the viral tweet, the unhinged take, the, I'm going to get engagement and that's going to create the people who stitch my shit. You're not worried about striking it out on your own because you can't be, not in this climate. It doesn't work simply because there's just other people doing the other thing. It's not the mainframe, it's not the stay, you know what I mean? So we end up in this very interesting time where a lot of the things that would be that obsoleteness are still mainframe playing ideas and ideology today. The entire manosphere is just the one of all the examples I could show you. The concentration of the internet to consistently need these conversations to happen, to be at the forefront of how we get on these platforms, is the issue. Nobody was saying this shit on CartoonNetwork.com because there was no chat for Teen Titans Battle Blitz. There was no chat for that. A lot of the games that you play, you always be like, yo, why is it? Well, some games, the racism was super prevalent. The other games, I feel like it wasn't even there no more. What happened? Different communities with different aligned goals can do different things in their own niche or sub-niche genre, because that's all that was needed. You weren't thinking about matchmaking with 4 million other players who might be on at the time. You knew, and this goes out to my Guns the Duel players, you knew which clan was on, you knew what time they was on, and you knew you had to get at them. Combat arms, if we want to even go that far. A regular FPS out at the same time as Call of Duty, Battlefield, all that, had such a beautiful core audience. Now that's the same matchmaking, but even then, you were starting to recognize, yo, friends list, yo, this, that, and other. The world chat is just ja. You had fun with that. You had a lot of fun with that, and now you don't have that anymore. I don't think Apex or Fortnite carries the same oomph. And don't even get me started on team deathmatch versus battle royale games. Like, that's a whole, I don't want to get into that right now. I remember though, when my dad had came home one night, for some reason they had bought me Call of Duty, and he was like, you always talk about Call of Duty, you can play with your friends now you could, and he bought me World at War. I'm like, this is a single player Call of Duty. No, you bought the wrong game, blah, 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 whatever. I still enjoyed that experience, Call of Duty World at War. I didn't have anybody else to compare it to because everybody else was playing the other games and they had their internet and they was on Xbox, and I was barely, able to connect at the time. I was figuring out like router to internet methods that I was stealing internet. It was some weird shit. Anyway, what struck me as, I want to say maybe jarring, is that all of these experiences that I had could almost be nothing in the grand scheme of all the experiences we've all had. But I know for a fact that at one point or another, the service of sharing these experiences was not to create conversation. It was just simply to share them and watch people react to you. There wasn't I remember this video from this person. There wasn't a direct response. Now there was a lot of drama in 2006 to 2009, but YouTube itself was a different platform with different features. So I'm skipping over that simply to apply this across the medium that you're probably used to now. The internet isn't the problem. It's the consolidation of what we use the internet for. I could definitely post on Twitter to find Apex players. That's not what I would have done in 2011. That's not how tweets worked in 2011. The whole surface of social media has changed so much so that people make videos. You thought I was going. People make videos automatically in response to anything they might see and disagree with because they're wondering how that person had that thought. They're not going to have a conversation with that person. We're not going to get into the debate sphere or even just the conversational sphere. Just know that we can end all of that with people don't talk like that in real life. So being a conversation starter is almost non-existent because there are no bigger eyes ever on a thing that's being conversed upon. There's discourse on it that everybody pay attention to. Everybody reacts to the Jake Tapper, Benjamin Netanyahu interview. Is that interview a podcast? Is that interview content? Well, the news is just and you'll start to fall down that, not rabbit hole, but you start to fall down the thought hole, and then you'll just end up saying, oh my God, everything is just words, which is a whole other video for a whole other time. So if you can't start a conversation because the conversation is perpetually in motion, moving forward perpetually, the only other object, or the only other objective, I should say, is to be a conversation ender. This is even harder than starting a conversation because a lot of the conversations we have, which this, oh, I love this full circle going back to end this video now. Every conversation we have doesn't end with you. You could have the right take, the answer, the solution. 2 times 2 equals, and everybody's bickering over it, and you're like, I have the answer, it's 4. Your answer is just more discourse. The tricky thing about that is that nobody has been assigned that everyone shuts the fuck up when this person speaks. Now, we kind of had that in pop culture with Kendrick Lamar, but that requires years of dedication to being the biggest hater. A conversation ender should be that one-stop shop to say, just like my favorite doctor that literally saved me from cancer, I trust that if this person speaks up on this, there's gotta be a reason why. No longer does a person participate in discourse. If it come across my dash and I gotta say something on it, man, that means the conversation got too wild. No one person will ever be that vehicle, but there should be a team of those vehicles, right? If we're gonna go in that direction. That's why you can't end a conversation, because we don't have a united front. Now, this is going a little bit into politics. I'm leaving the general realm for this example. I apologize for that, but everybody knows what's going on in Palestine right now. Therefore, any person that ever argues anything other than that one set of realities is not in good faith. But I hate the term good and bad faith because it's just more discourse. Everybody got a think piece. Everybody got a mic. The problem is not the think pieces. It's that there's no beginning and end. We can't track it. To bring up a very old interaction, Vosh and Cat Black had a conversation, shit went nuts. Aston Mack appeared on Vosh's show for 4 hours to explain the very simple concepts around why you were getting that reaction. Not to condemn you, not to hurt you, not to make you feel bad, just to explain it. 4 hours would take 5 minutes. There's not a dig at him. I put out a piece that said the end of the Cat Black situation. People started linking it around. Oh shit, I get it. Oh shit, I get it. Oh shit, I get it. Hey, you should watch this. This is pretty much what's happening, what happened, and how we can move on from it. Not to be funny, only got 168 views, but shit died down immediately after that video dropped, and I don't know why. I never wanted to arc at a connection. I never wanted to use this as a circle to block myself out and be like, look at me, I'm the most high, the most holy. But this correlation might imply some causation. There might be a way to end these conversations, which leads us to the finale. Now that you've heard conversation ended, my whole point, I think piece is ruining the internet. Low-key, sorta, kinda. But what do you call a think piece? Why is everyone's opinion all elevated to the same level? You know that there's a kid in your class right now. There's a kid in your class right now who like to literally go and spit like his gum or whatever on it. You listening to him on politics? Bro, you can't even treat my classroom nice. Now you might say he's one of the greatest minds ever. It's all about how you present yourself. The reason why think pieces are ruining the internet is because you're not paying attention to the presentation. You're just quite simply listening for the thing that you don't like the most. That's what we do here. We're trained that way. Nothing is happy. No congratulations, no moves. We ain't doing nothing. We're just stuck in a perpetual cycle. You want to end the cycle, all you got to do is say it's over. All we have to do is say, bye-bye!